Good afternoon. Hi, it's Sean Thomason from CRL Contracting. I'm down here at 1738 MacArthur Boulevard in the middle of Atlanta at Scofflaw Brewing Company. And I'm going to meet up with Anthony Storr, and he's going to take us on a tour and show you guys what we did. So let's go take a look.
Hi, I'm Anthony Storr, Project Manager for CRL Contracting. Today we're out at Scofflaw Brewing. Just recently completed this job about a month ago, but today is their grand opening in a way. Tonight they're opening for the first time for their tasting room. Real quick note is the marquee behind me, the large Scofflaw, that was actually hand drawn and hand painted on there by a local artist. We'll see some more of his work, and most of the signs inside have all been hand drawn by him. We're in the area of part of the brew house. Actually, these are the fermentation tanks. Underneath us is an area that we had to cut the floors open to put a drain system in, and we also had to create a slope floor that came to that drain. This is a large area. They left lots of room for expansion. They are hoping to double the number of fermenters in a very short period. We're over at the kegging area. Again, this is an area that we cut open the floors and added slope drains. They bring the kegs in here, wash them, pressure rises, washes the kegs out, and then after the drain, it goes out to the other side. There's lots of area for pallets to be driven in, so they can bring in a pallet of dirty kegs and take away a pallet of clean kegs. We're standing over in the future canning area. There's equipment sitting behind me that they haven't put in place yet. So during the construction phase, we already stubbed out and set their power and water supply that they're going to need for this area. We're inside the cooler. You'll notice that this isn't a large footprint of a cooler, but they went with a lot of height. They have industrial pallet size shelves inside, and they'll go vertical instead of spreading out. We're inside the boiler room now. This is a 2-hour firewall containment area. The boiler creates all the steam for the cooking of the brew process. It's piped throughout the brew house and over to the fermenters. Hey, we're here with Travis Herman. He's one of the co-founders and brewmaster for Scofflaw Brewing. He's going to give us a little rundown of how the brew house works.
Howdy, Travis with Scofflaw Brewing Company. This is our 4-vessel brew house, fully automated, touchscreen. Got the mash tun, ladder tun, kettle, and whirlpool. It's all steam driven. Awesome system. Very pleased with it. Some of the stuff that CRL done, they took care of getting the vents and all the rest of the white pipes that you see in the roof. As you look down the cellar off the brew deck, the trench drain and the slope towards that, all done by CRL. And then back on the other side, the same thing with the boiler room and the employee area.
So Travis, where did the name Scofflaw come from, and how did y'all get your start?
The name Scofflaw came from a PBS special that we were watching one night when I was sick and I couldn't sleep, and it was just old video footage of Prohibition, like smashing the barrels, and the announcer or the person that was doing the documentary was like, oh, the bootleggers brought this liquor in, and the Scofflaw thought that they were going to get to sell it, but the law came in and laid down, started smashing the barrels. And I thought, when I heard that word, I'd never heard the word Scofflaw before. So I looked it up, and I found out that it was people that did kind of the opposite, or the next step of what the bootleggers did.
Is there any hidden meaning with the goat?
goats do what they want to do. And Scofflaw is kind of the same thing. Like, you kind of scoff at the more modern term of what Scofflaw is, breaking laws or pushing laws that are hard to enforce, such as jaywalking, things like that. No parking in a green zone.
So some of that comes into the whole theme, the industrial.
Yes, most definitely.
Industrial look and
A lot
institutional look. I'm sorry, not industrial. Institutional look.
It's institutional and industrial. Lots of metal, lots of pipes. But everything that we want to do, we want to try to push the limit a little bit. When somebody's like, "Oh, you shouldn't make an 8.5% wheat beer," like, well, Scofflaw. So, yeah, it's I want that to transpire into the things that we do that are up and in the works right now. My first job out of college was in California, and I was working at a pharmaceutical company making therapeutic vaccines, and started tinkering around with home brewing. And you know, like many other people, it's the same story. You kind of get the bug, and I was lucky. I lived in Vacaville, California, which is very close to UC Davis, so I got the ability to go and take a course there on brewing. And then that really kind of sunk in, like, man, I think this is what I want to do. Then I applied for American Brewers Guild, and it took some time to get in, and then all the pieces fell into place. And then that ended in an internship that put me at Lost Abbey through my internship days. And then my first job kind of as a professional brewer without somebody looking over your shoulder was at Russian River. Okay. And then, you know, fast forward to now, here we're standing on the brew deck, and it happened so quickly, but yet took so long to happen.
What, 3 weeks into actually having beer out on the streets now?
Yeah. We did our first launch 2 Tuesdays ago, so yeah, it's coming up in our 3rd week, and it's
tonight is the first night for the tasting room.
Fact. So behind us over here, we've
got the first people coming in.
First people walking in the door.
So after the experience of doing the build out, if you were to start over again, what's something you would do differently?
Interesting you asked that. I think the one thing I would do would be to not try to do so much yourself. You always think that you're going to have the time to do this, or you're going to, I'll take care of painting that, or I'll take care of finishing this over here, and in the end you never have time, and that ends up being what holds you up in the end, and it gets everything sideways. You should definitely let these guys handle it. That's what that's what they do. They're good at coordinating that kind of stuff and getting it done right.
Thanks for having us here. Thanks for the opportunity to do the build out. We really appreciate the business, and hope that when y'all expand and you need more help, we'll be back. And thanks for the tour.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for making it look very institutional and very industrial. Everything that we were going for. Shoot CRL for your next brewery.
Thank you.
Sit back, we're coming again. Why should we stop our momentum just because they say we're going way out? We're going way out. A little bit off, all we can stop before we take control of our speed with us and begun to waste the time now. Just come and witness, oh come on.